Hey, everybody. So, all right. Hope everybody gets to see this because we're trying a new platform. So, and my co host, just let you know that my co host will be joining us on Sunday. Um, her dad just passed away. So, so we're just going to ask for prayers for her too. So, because she's been going through so much. So, so I just want to start kind of like a recap for Daniel Reed Smith, DJ, also known as Squirrel. For those of you that maybe just started, following this or, you know, came in kind of in the middle or whatever. So just kind of a recap. In August of 2018, Daniel Reed Smith was located on a stretch of tracks in Dorchester County. The Dorchester County Sheriff's Office in Norfolk Southern responded to the scene. It was discovered that Daniel had been at a bonfire with alleged friends in Ridgeville the evening before his body was discovered. The people there that night were later identified. During our investigation, we have identified others that were there that night and never identified. It appeared they were intentionally left out of the statements that were provided to law enforcement. Chatter started almost immediately in the community that DJ had been murdered in. How many people die each day, and rumors they were murdered never arise. Any information the family received during those 3 years from the time that, not long after DJ was found up until, I guess the entire time. So going on 4 years is how long they had to go through this. But any information that the family received was turned over to law enforcement. The Dorchester County Sheriff's Office and SLED conducted the investigation. At this time, we can say there were many failures in their investigation. We have looked thoroughly through the entire investigation. So that is not just an opinionated statement. It is a statement made based on facts. We've watched every interview. We've read every interview. We've read every investigator's notes. And again, it is a professional opinion that the case was poorly mishandled. It was an investigation that left a lot to be desired. The case was closed and DJ's death was ruled accidental. That was just the farthest from the truth on being accidental. It was with DJ, it was no accident. DJ was murdered. We do know why the investigation was conducted the way that it was and cannot comment any further on the particular subject involving the investigation. Persons who cannot be identified have come forward throughout our involvement and provided valuable information about the murder of Daniel. Those persons were told firsthand information about his death by the persons responsible for his death. There are conspiracy facts in the case, and the FBI was notified. Contact has been made, and they are now involved. We cannot share any other facts about the status of this case at this time to ensure its protection while it is ongoing. We can say those persons involved or those that knew what happened were contacted privately through our own investigation, and some were unwilling to tell the truth or simply say anything. We, however, have had one break their silence, which now they will all be looking at one another trying to figure out who said something. But you'll never figure that one out. They all had an opportunity to do the right thing, and it still is not too late. Life in prison is you die there. That is the definition of life in prison. You will die in prison. You might want to think about that. The family is even asking that everyone think about that, because hiding in the shadows just doesn't work anymore. At one point in time, the days of outlaws and it was a thing. Now, it's not the same anymore. It just doesn't, you're not going to get away with it. You might think you got away with it, whether it be 4 years, 13 years, 25 years. Sadly, some cases go that long. But what happens in the dark will always come to light. The truth will always come out. That's something everybody needs to understand. The truth will always surface. So you can't say that you weren't warned. DJ was discarded that night like a piece of garbage. And that is one thing that he was not. DJ left behind a family, a very close family. DJ also was taken away from a son who was very, very young. That's a tragedy in itself, just for a young child to lose his parent. So all of you that we are speaking to, think about that too, because I know for a fact that majority of you have children too. Think about if somebody took one of your children away from you, or took you away from one of your children. So we will continue to do our best to update everyone over the period of time. However, we do respect the FBI and what they're doing, and we will not do anything to jeopardize that. We appreciate everyone's support throughout this time. We appreciate all of your support throughout the entire 4 years with DJ's family, and please just continue to support them. And like I've always said at the end, talking about DJ, if you have information, give it. If you know something, say something. All of you have my number. All of you. Not going to beg. Justice will be served in this case. So I want to do a little bit of real talk to you. Numerous cases have been brought to us in the last couple of weeks. We are working on one out of Michigan. Can't say a whole lot about that one right now either. But another one was brought to me at the time that we were investigating DJ. Tiffany Michelle McClaney. Tiffany was found deceased on November 15th, 2020 in a motel room. She was only 36 years old. She has a mother. She has brothers and sisters, nieces, nephews, a lot of friends. But she also was taken away from 6 children. Again, I mean, nobody has a right to take a life. Tiffany's case was ruled an overdose. We have reason to believe at this time that it was not an accidental overdose. There was intent behind it. We are going to be investigating into her case. So if anybody out there has information on Tiffany, or if you were close friends with her and you have something to say, my number is 843-998-5113. You can call me. I will talk to you. It is confidential. Another one that was brought to me just recently, Carrie Ann Grooms. Carrie was 29 years old, and Carrie was another one found deceased February 12th, 2021. She leaves behind a family and 2 children. So there's a lot of issues going on. the overdoses, the fact that so many people have access to these drugs. But Carrie, again, it's questionable. Was it an accidental overdose? We've received some information that indicates strong enough to us that it's worth looking into. Um, it's difficult, to continuously hear the heartbreak of families, to hear the heartbreak of friends. It wears on you. But one thing I'm seeing very clearly, is there is a huge problem in Dorchester County. Can't really elaborate any more than that. But there's a darkness in Dorchester County, and there is a severe problem that's been ongoing for a very, very long time. And it's being seen clearly. So I know that this is going to get around the county, and that's fine. But just remember, I do have a team when this does get out. But it's time that things stop. This county needs to be cleaned up. Jobs need to be held at the standard that they are supposed to be. Because our citizens in this county need to stop dying for no reasons. If you want to commit a crime, commit a crime. If somebody steps forward and tells the truth, oh well, that's a risk you take. You play with fire, you get burned. You run with the dogs, you catch the fleas. You live by the sword, you die by the gun. None of you are God. None of you. And none of you have the right to take a life. So, in DJ's case, there was a lot of people that said how much he meant to them, how much they cared about him. This should have never happened to him. But those are the ones that have still refused to tell the truth. So they don't have the right to call him a friend. They don't have the right to say that he was their brother. And they certainly don't have the right to say that they care about him. So with Tiffany, with Carrie, let's see how many true friends they have. How many that really, really care about them. And I know of one. And I'm pretty confident about a second one, because I was told that he'd be more than willing to help figure this out. So I think I've said all I can say tonight. Again, thank you for your support with Daniel's case. Thank you to the ones that gave us what we needed. We cannot thank you enough. It's not too late. We are moving on to other things. I take advantage of this little bit of time again. But the focus now is going to be on our Michigan case, on Tiffany and Carrie, and God knows how many more families in this county that are suffering. We will be back on Sunday around 4:30, I believe. My co-host will be on with me then. We have a case out of New Hampshire. We are not involved in that one as far as working it, but we have been asked to put it on the podcast, get it out there for this gentleman. And we will be doing that on Sunday, probably around 4:30. I will post it. And we will work on setting set times and days to get back on to update. We'll have all that Sunday when we come on. We'll let everybody know. Again, we will update on Daniel's case as soon as we can. Please do not think that we have abandoned it or that we have just walked away. We haven't. But being that it is out of our hands at this time, we have to respect them too. So I'm going to ask it again just so I know that it gets out there. Tiffany's real friends, people that might know something and you might think you don't, or you might think what you do know isn't important. If you just want to call me and tell me who Tiffany was, that would be okay too. Call, please. The same with Carrie. And again, that's Tiffany McClenny, Carrie Ann Grooms. My number again is 843-998-5113. I encourage you to use the number. I appreciate everybody being on here. And I'm going to respond to this message. Yes, Tiffany Todd. Her Facebooks go by Tiffany McClenny, but it was Tiffany Todd, Tiffany Michelle Todd. So McClenny was her married last name. Thank you for that. I don't think I have any more. Just, we are a community. And we need to look out for each other too. So if you see something, say something. Stop letting so many people get hurt and so many people lose their lives. Stop. You'll be a better person if you stop stuff like that. And you'll be a better person if you just tell the truth. So I look forward to talking to anybody that reaches out. We are here. And that is it. And we will see everybody back Sunday. And thank you for joining. Good night.